Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Pereira, and I'm a former hostage that was taken in captivity during 5 long years in Venezuela and wrongfully detained. I was part of the so-called CITGO 6. I'm a proud husband of my wife, Mary, with 36 years of marriage. I have 3 kids, very grown up, 2 of them already married. I have 3 grandsons that I love so much. At the end of my career, I had 35 years working in the oil industry. I became a CEO of a multinational company, and at the end happened this to me. So I was abducted, I was taken in captivity, we suffered immense psychological and physical torture, we got imprisoned, we were taken as wrongfully detained, and we were charged for things like corruption, embezzlement, treason, espionage, and a lot of charges that we of course never committed. And we went through this horrific journey during 5 long years. During that time, we were imprisoned in Venezuela. We stayed in the 2 most famous dungeons there in Venezuela. And during that journey is that I knew about what was the Foley Foundation. The first time I heard about it and I began to see what they were doing, for me was amazing, the outstanding job that Ms. Diane Foley has been doing in the foundation. So after investigating more, and when we were released, we found that this has become kind of a pattern, something that has been repeatedly. I thought that our case was unique, but it was not the case. This is something that's becoming more frequent. It's becoming like a copy-paste doing by countries that have found this is a practice that now is called the hostage diplomacy. Now in the path of healing, I want to dedicate my experience, my pain, in my healing process to advocate for those that are still wrongfully detained. All the Americans that are hostages abroad, and try to promote the awareness of this practice that must stop. In addition, we want to promote free journalists to be safely worldwide, because this is what Foley Foundation did to us, and this is what they continue doing for the hostages. The Foley Foundation has been a wonderful resource to stop this practice and to advocate for the hostage family. So I'm very honored to be part of this community and trying to aware this. So the hostage diplomacy has become a common practice. Many hostages are in foreign countries, only they are treated as political pawns and bargain chip, and they are human beings. That has become, unfortunately, a normal practice, a normal diplomatic practice. The foreign companies are taking people, human beings, as political pawns and bargain chip, only to get things from the other country that they want to have. Sadly, the CITGO 6 story is unique. It has a carousel of emotion, but the hostage taken is not. It's a common practice. What happened to my family is something that has to stop, because it's happening to other families too. The physical and the psychological torture that the families are going through is immense. It's unimaginable. Can you imagine if that happened to you? So this has become a horrific and systematic practice. This has become a total violation of the human right, and this is becoming a national security issue. Americans have been taken, not in the battlefield, they've been taken as hostages. Our government hasn't, the U.S. government cannot continue allowing this to happen. It has to be raised at the top of the national security issue, and the policymakers have to take this seriously, to legislate to stop this, to put deterrence and punishment to stop this to continue to happen. So again, all that you're looking to this, think about that this is something that sometimes you say, it will never happen to me. I can tell you, my friend, it can happen to you in any moment. You can be in a vacation pool in a foreign country with your family, having fun as family, and something wrong, bad. Those, then they know that you have your American passport and you can go to jail for months or even for years. So if this practice doesn't stop, unfortunately, this is going to continue growing and growing and growing. So the statistics, the wonderful yearly report that the Foley Foundation prepare, unfortunately, it's going to grow in the amount of hostages that are going to be taken. So this has to stop. So this is my humble contribution as a former hostage, that from my experience, what I went through, I want to contribute to others that not go through that process. So advocating, I stand here for the James Foley Foundation because they are advocating and doing hard work for all the hostages that are still left behind. So I will continue raising my voice to advocate for all those Americans that still are wrongfully detained worldwide. This is my humble contribution to this cause. Thank you very much for hearing me. My name is Jose Pereira.